Hey y'all, and welcome to DDTS episode 771. I'm back with another video. Thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Wednesday. It is April the 28th, no, April the 29th, 2026. I'm back with another video. Thank y'all for joining me. I have my coffee this morning, and it is 10:37 a.m. And I wanted to do this video because it's a very sad video. Actually, I will be talking about my home state, Mississippi, which I'm from. I'm from Mississippi. Born and raised, and I just wanted to talk about this topic, and I just wanted to share this with everyone that is from Mississippi, that's ever been to Mississippi, that's ever lived in Mississippi, that's moved out of Mississippi. And for those that like the news that are in Mississippi, if you heard of WCBI, WTBA, Fox News, all this and that, the local channels, stuff like that. But first, if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell so you get notified when I have new videos available. I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started with this video. I had no intention to doing a video today, but I said, you know what, let me go ahead and do some content and upload and be consistent. So here we go. I'm from Mississippi, and I know I rarely talk about things that's in my home state, but I feel like this is a video that I really want to elaborate on and I want to talk about, because I grew up watching this man. I grew up watching the news. I grew up watching all of these peoples ever since I was a little kid. And what I'm talking about, hold on, y'all. Y'all. So if y'all grew up watching, if you're from Mississippi, and if you ever been to Mississippi, and if you ever heard of Mississippi, and if you ever, experienced Mississippi, and if you have watched the news like I did when I was little, getting ready for school, you'll watch either WTBA, K-Bang, or you will watch WCBI or Sunrise with this guy, Bill Gamel. Bill Gamel, who was a long-time news anchor for WCBI, he sadly passed away. He passed away on April the 27th, 2026. I will be reading an article about how he got started, and I will be reading how long he's been there, and then we just want to elaborate on it, because this is very sad. Because I grew up watching Bill Gamel some days, and I'll end up watching WTBA with K-Bang and Buddy and K-Bang, WTBA. If you know, you know. So what we're going to do, I'm going to read this article, and then we're going to elaborate about this whole scenario. And I know it's a bunch of other things that I need to talk about, like Meg Thee Stallion basically shedding tears after this Broadway performance and show that she did. And I guess she's feeling the effects of the breakup that she and Clay Thompson have went through. And I'm basically going to make another video on Meg Thee Stallion and this whole Clay Thompson scenario. If you have not watched the first video, I recommend you go on my channel, DeAndre Dobbs, or DeAndre Dobbs the show. Whichever one you type in, you will see me. You'll see a nice art picture that my friend made for me. I really appreciate that. and you can go and watch that video. I know it's a lot that I need to uncover, but I just want to uncover this as well. I'm trying to put out as many videos as I can. And can y'all believe I still have not watched any other videos that I've done so far this week and last week? I have not watched any of my videos or anything. And I know I said I was going to do it, but I'm eventually get to it. So let's go ahead and get into this video. With Bill Gamel, you had Andrea Self. I actually met Andrea Self at Food Giant when I worked there. I was starstruck because I watched her every morning as I was getting ready for work back in that time and for school. She's truly one of the best, Andrea Self. Yeah, so let's go ahead and read this article. It says, longtime anchor Bill Gamel passes away. Columbus, Mississippi, WCBI. Sad news today for us here at WCBI and for many of our longtime viewers. Longtime anchor Bill Gamel has passed away. Bill spent 4 decades in the broadcasting, most of that here at WCBI, where he helped launch 2 shows that are still a part of the lineup today. An Alabama native, Bill began his broadcasting career at WAMA Radio in Selma, later moving to WSLA TV as a sportscaster and director. Bill later moved to WCBI back when we were still in the cow pasture of Military Road. Bill was equally at home with the news and sports, but his personality came through when he was just being himself with his co-anchors on Midday, which he and Jeffrey Rupp started around 1986, and Sunrise when he began in 1995. First Charles Stigl, then with Andrea Self and others throughout his run. He retired in 2017 to spend time with his family and travel. Bill passed away Monday, April the 27th. Final arrangements are pending. That is the article that I read for Bill Gamel, which is right here. You can find it on WCBI.com about the news article about Bill Gamel. Now, I know a lot of you that have not been to Mississippi, that has not even heard of Mississippi, that's probably ain't even experienced Mississippi and been to Mississippi, no tea, no shade. Y'all probably don't know who Bill Gamel is, but I'm going to tell you. I basically just read. So, allegedly, he started with this guy named Jeffrey back in 1986 with WCBI. And then he did Sunrise in 1995, which is still a success today. And he started with Kathy Siegel. And then, what's her name? He started with Charlotte Stigall. He started with Charlotte Stigall, and then Andrea Self joined the scene, who has also been on WCBI for decades and decades, and now she is with another opportunity, another wonderful opportunity. I think she is allegedly at Mississippi State. Congratulations to Andrea Self. Bill Gamel was a success. So really, Bill Gamel's resume is very, very long. He has been a newscaster for almost 40 years. He's been a newscaster for 40 years. First starting with sportscasting, then moving on to other news websites and anchorisms and stuff like that. I can tell you, I used to wake up with my grandmother, who is also my great auntie. I used to get up for school. I used to curtail. Now, if you know, you know. If you from Mississippi and you from the South or North, this and then the third, if you from Mississippi and you from the South, you probably gonna know where I'm coming from. I used to stay spend the nights with my grandma through the weekend. My great auntie, my grandma slash great auntie, but really she was my great auntie. But I used to spend the night with her during the week, during the school days. How I can tell it was 6 o'clock, I heard Bill Gamble's voice, because Bill Gamble, he had the silver hair and the mustache right here. I thought it was 6 o'clock. It was 5:30. So what we would do, we would watch sunrise at 5:30. Getting myself ready for school, because they have their coffee and everything. Then when 6 o'clock came, we turned from Bill Gamble and watched the K Bang morning show with Buddy and K Bang, who I think is still living to this very day. I think Buddy has passed away, but I think K Bang is still living, but I don't think she's doing the show anymore. But we eventually turned from K Bang to Bill Gamble from K Bang. That's what I remember. I remember hearing Bill Gamble and the connection and the great chemistry that he had. I think he was truly one of the best there was. Again, I'm going to read some of the parts again. He passed away, and he was in Columbus, Mississippi, where that's what WCBI was, the news in Mississippi. Columbus, Mississippi, because I used to live there a while back. I will say this. I remember where I was at the time, I used to be waiting for work. And every time I wait for my ride to come, I would literally see this person, this guy. I know it's not important, he was a white guy. He used to come outside. Well, actually, he was coming back to the house where I was. And I said, you know what? While I was getting ready for work, the same guy that I saw pull up at his apartment complex was the same guy I saw on TV in the WCBI background. I said, wait a minute, is this the same guy that I just saw on WCBI? I said, oh my goodness, that's the same guy that was with WCBI. The same guy that I saw on the TV when I was getting ready for work at Food Giant that was with WCBI is the same guy that stays in the same complex as me. And every time he got out, he was speaking. I said, hey, how you doing? I speak to him and everything. Yes, it's very nice people's around. I was kind of starstruck because not only, don't judge me y'all, not only was this guy, he was a younger guy, he wouldn't be a gamble, but not only, because he used to do the sunrise, not only was I starstruck, but I was like shy because I've never, besides the respectfully and beautiful Andrea Self, besides from her, I've never seen anybody face to face that worked from a news station that's close to me, which is WCBI. So I was like, wait a minute, so this the same guy that I just saw on the WCBI. This the same guy that's put in the same complex. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm like, how can you be on TV and how can you be out here getting out your car going into your house at the same time? Like, how does that work? And I'm like, they must have recorded it or he must be done. I'm like, wow, I was literally starstruck. But I will say this, Bill Gamble left a legacy. He left a legacy. I don't know much about him, but I grew up watching him in the mornings at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or whichever he came on. That's what I grew up watching. But Bill Gamble, he left the trademark. From joining in 1986 and from doing Sunrise to 1995. And 1995 is truly a legendary experience. And I would like to say Bill Gamble will always be remembered as one of the best. Andrea Self is truly a legendary person to have worked with him, and I know R.H. Brown, so many people's R.H. Brown, I think he passed away as well. R.H. Brown passed away. Bill Gamble's passing away. Like the peoples that we basically grew up around here in Mississippi. No, I'm not from Columbus. I'm not from Columbus, but I used to live in Columbus. But I'm pretty sure if you have been in Mississippi, and if you were born and raised in Mississippi, and if you watch WCBI Channel 4 News, CBS, The Young and the Restless, The Price is Right, which got full of scandals, The Price is Right, The Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, WCBI News, Midday, WCBI News, Sunrise, if you know, you know. Our childhood heroes and our childhood peoples is sadly passing away. I'm going to reread this article one more time, and that will be it for this video. Long-time news anchor Bill Gamel passes away. Columbus, Mississippi. Some sad news today for us here at WCBI. For many of our longtime viewers, longtime anchor Bill Gamel has passed away. Bill spent nearly 4 decades in the broadcasting, most of here at WCBI, where he helped launch 2 shows that are still a part of the lineup today. An Alabama native, Bill began his broadcasting career with WAMA Radio in Selma, later moving to WSLA TV as a sportcaster and director. Bill later moved to WCBI back when we were still in the cow pasture off of Military Road. Bill was equally at home with news and sports, but his personality came through when he was just being himself. With his co-anchors of On Midday, which he and Jeffrey Rupp started around 1986, and Sunrise, which began in 1995. First with Charla Stiegel, and then Audrey Self and others throughout his run. He retired in 2017 to spend time with his family and travel. Bill Gamel passed away on Monday, April 27, 2026. Final arrangements are still pending. So yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a rundown on that. Bill Gamel will forever be missed. Bill Gamel will forever be remembered as one of the best. Bill Gamel will always be remembered as a news anchor, a legendary newscaster, sportcaster, family man that has came into our homes. Him and Andrea Self, which Andrea Self is in Mississippi State, I believe. They truly left a mark. And I would like to say my heart, my prayers goes out to the Gamel family, and for those that knew Bill Gamel, family, friends, and all. So that will be my video on it, y'all. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and do not forget to subscribe. And if you're from Mississippi, and if you come across this video, I hope you all enjoy it. And if I forgot anything, please let me know. And I will see y'all soon. I really want to say I love y'all, and y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. Love y'all. Bye-bye.